Welcome to the Body Shop Physical Therapy. I'm Dr. Catherine Price and I'm a physical therapist. In this video, I'm going to go over trigger point release of the latissimus dorsi muscle. The latissimus dorsi is one of the biggest stabilizers in the body, and it can be a culprit in shoulder pain, low back pain, mid-back pain, and even tie into some of the dysfunctions that happen in the hip. If you are having pain located on the lower part inside the shoulder blade, that may be part coming from the latissimus dorsi muscle. There's two trigger points along the muscle belly, and that's what we're going to release. So the origin of insertion, the muscle, it will go and insert in the intertubercular groove of the upper arm in the humerus. So your arm, it's going to insert on the front side of the upper shoulder, and it's going to attach to the lower part of your shoulder blade, and then T6 through T12 or T7 through T12. So there's 12 thoracic vertebrae, and it's going to attach to the lower part of the thoracic spine, so in the mid-back region, and it will also attach into the iliac crest at the top of the hips, and even into the sacrum in the lumbar spine. There's 5 vertebrae in the lumbar spine, so L1 through L5. And there is an aponeurosis, which is fascia, connective tissue, that is going to be in the lower back, and that is going to be part of the latissimus dorsi. And the muscle belly then goes along the side of the rib cage and inserts into the shoulder. So this muscle is important for stabilizing and supporting the back. I'm going to release the muscle, I'm going to stretch it, and then I'm going to strengthen it. I will use a foam roller to release my lats. So what does the latissimus dorsi muscle do? It is going to extend the arm. So if you're doing a lot of pulling movements, pulling, and you're having mid-back pain, then your lats are working constantly. So it is going to extend or bring the arms down. It's going to adduct or bring the arm across your body and internally rotate it. So you can think a lot of times of doing pull-ups or lat pull-downs to activate that muscle. Again, it's going to be responsible for a lot of pulling using the shoulders, and then it ties into the back. So that's the movement of the latissimus, and we're going to release it, stretch it, and strengthen it. To release it, I'm going to use a foam roller, and I want to go along the side of the rib cage, and I'm going to angle slightly backwards for this muscle. So when I rest, I'm going to just place this side and start on the outside of the shoulder blade. So the latissimus dorsi is going to blend in with teres major, which is one of the muscles in the shoulder on the lower part of the backside of the shoulder blade. So I'm going to angle slightly backwards, and I'm going to go up along the outside of the shoulder blade, or the edge of the shoulder blade, and on the rib cage. And I will stay on the rib cage and move to the lower part of the rib cage. And then I will start to rotate back and forth, and I may feel some guitar strings that I am going over, so I can feel some of those fibers that are going along down and attaching into the mid-back and into the fascia of the lower back. So this is where I want to work on my lats, the very edge of the rib cage, and then that lower part of the shoulder blade, and up into the edge of the shoulder blade towards the armpit. So I want to go real slow. I want to find any areas that are tender, and I want to hold there. And then I can slowly mobilize forward, and then coming to my side, going backwards and forth in that manner. And I want to spend anywhere from 2 to 5 minutes working on that muscle. I will do both sides to balance the body. So after releasing one side, switch to the opposite, go along the edge of the shoulder blade and into the rib cage, and then angle backwards and work my way up. And I'm just looking for areas that are tender or feel tense and holding there. After you've done the release, you can stretch the muscle. To stretch the muscle, you can stretch one at a time, and you're going to just lean to the opposite side of the muscle that you're stretching, and that can stretch the lats. I like to use a chair or a table and then just go into shoulder flexion, dropping my chest down and getting a stretch this way, and then leaning to one side if I want to get an increased stretch on one side versus the other. But I will use this to get a stretch in the latissimus. Then if I want to strengthen the latissimus, I do like to use an abdominal wheel. And what you want to do is you want to draw your navel into your spine so you're stabilizing your back, and you are going to hold your core and hold your spine still. And then I'm just going to drop my hips down, and I'm mainly using my arms to roll out. I want to keep my spine neutral, and I'm going to do all the work in my arms, pulling my arms into extension and coming back. So I want to keep my spine neutral and do the work from my shoulders, and that's going to activate the latissimus muscle. I also could use a weight, lean forward, and then bring my arm up and activate the lats in this manner. That's a good way to address any pain that you're having in the lower part of the shoulder blade. But you do want to be assessed by a physical therapist to know where your pain is coming from and making sure that this is an appropriate exercise for you. I hope this is of help. Have a blessed day. Thank you.